You can use the exact same crochet pattern and come out with two completely different results. One which looks elegant and modern, and the second which can look bulky and homemade. Today I'm going to share with you some tips how you can instantly improve the look of your crochet clothing. Hi, I'm Rosanna from Wearable Crochet, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you 6 tips on how you can improve the look of your homemade crochet to look elegant, tailored and refined. I'm going to split this video into 6 sections, but first of all, let's talk about yarn. Number 1 is fiber. Now, the yarn choice we make seriously impacts the end garment that we create. So it's important to think about what fiber you're going to make your item out of. Now, when you're thinking of fiber and you want to create that really tailored look, you want to more go towards natural fibers, because natural fibers will wash better, they have a better sheen, and it gives that much more of an elegant look. Now, not all pure fibers are accessible to everyone, but there are a lot of blends out there now which are much more budget friendly than they ever used to be. So if you can't afford the top end, like many of us that can't, try to find a blend which will mix in these higher ranking fibers. So the higher ranking fibers that I'm talking about for summer items is I would choose items which have got a bit of linen in. Why? Because when linen is used, it gives you that subtle sheen. It also gives a really nice fluidity to the fabric, and these are the things that make your item look more fitted, more silhouette, has a better fall to the fabric, and has that really beautiful sheen that makes it look that bit more expensive. Now, for example, I'm going to show you a dress now. You can see that this dress has been made from acrylic. If that yarn had been swapped out and maybe mixed into something with a cotton silk blend, that dress would look so much more refined, would be more timeless, more classic, and it would wash well. Acrylic, when it washes, doesn't go so well, whereas I know with natural fibers you can wash them. I know you have to be more delicate, maybe I have to wash them by hand, but they do last longer and they give it that more timeless look. When you're creating a crochet garment and you want to create a luxury item, always tend to opt for the more finer yarns, therefore you can get a better stitch definition, you can get a better drape, and you can get a better fit. So overall, talking about yarns, when you're doing crochet and you want to make it look more elevated, 1, you need to go for a finer yarn, and 2, try and go for a yarn with natural fibers. This will create your item to look softer, have a beautiful drape, and make it look that bit more expensive. Our next point is fit. Choosing the right pattern that will fit for your body is the second most important thing. You want to choose a pattern that will fit you, because the last thing you want to do is invest all your time and your skills creating a crochet pattern that in the end doesn't actually fit your body. Then it's going to go more into that homemade look. So what you need to do is find out your body shape. There are loads and loads of apps and quizzes and things that you can take online and you can find out, and then go from there, find out what are the styles that best suit you, or go into your wardrobe and have a look, what are the styles that I instantly go for, that I always feel good in. We all have an item of clothing that when we put it on we say, this is me, I feel more comfortable. For me, it's always going to be something with an open neck which pulls in at the waist. I am a pear shape, so I want to emphasize my waist and not my big legs. So choosing the right pattern. Now I have got an example here. This is a beautiful dress, and I'm just going to check. It's called the Aline long dress, and it is beautiful and it looks gorgeous on this lady. Now she has done 2 versions of this pattern, which is very common for designers. We will tend to do adaptations to give people more flexibility with our patterns. Now the first model she has done is this circular increased yoke, and then the dress has gone down. And what's beautiful about this, the circular yoke here fits her beautifully across her shoulders. And then here she has got enough arm room. So that gives that piece of crochet clothing looking a better fit. Now, if I go into the second photo now, and now the sleeves have been added, now this dress doesn't look right. It looks like an ill-fitting dress because the sleeve placement for her body isn't right. So you will find with patterns what works for you and what doesn't. And remember, as you're making a pattern, always try it as you go along, see if it fits, if it doesn't. Now, designers, we all give you patterns, but our patterns do not need to be followed down to the T. The whole idea is that we give you a structure and you are allowed to change the pattern, make modifications to fit your body. Also, when talking about fit, don't discard items which are with basic stitches. You don't need to do a crochet pattern with lots of busy stitches to make a beautiful garment with a beautiful fit. Now, this dress, which is called the Lacy Classy dress, looks amazing. It's simple, it's classic, it falls beautifully on the body, and this just emphasizes that fit is more important than stitches. And the final thing to think about as well is patterns without too many gaps. You want to create a silhouette with your crochet, you want to make it look tailored. This is an example here of a beautiful dress, but those gaps are just a little bit too big. Now, if this is for the beach, it's great. You know, you want that freedom. But if you want to create that really tailored look, try to go for items with a bit of a smaller gaps within your crochet. Color is so important when we make our items. If you want to go for that classy look, always stick to muted colors, natural neutrals. Why? Because they are timeless. They pass the test of time. They will go with everything. They blend in, and it lets the texture or the form or the silhouette speak, not the color. So I would always try to stick with the neutrals. Like I see here, I am always creating items which are either in a very light buttery cream or a white. I go to the blacks, and then I will go for the earthy tones, natural rich earthy tones, so either terracotta, olive green, or the rich burgundies. Now, here is a classic dress from Dolce & Gabbana. It's in those classic core colors and it looks amazing. Choosing the right colors will elevate the crochet to look more refined. Here's another dress here by Frederick Anderson, and the silhouette is just beautiful. The crochet shines, and it's again with those natural colors. The last bits of doing our crochet items, I know we have worked so hard. We have crocheted for weeks, maybe even months, to make this beautiful item. But believe me, those last hour, 2 hours makes all the difference from handmade to tailored. Take your time and block your item. I know you just want to wear it, but believe me, taking the extra hour will really make the difference. Block your item so you don't have some crochet which is bunched or some which is stretched out. It will relax those stitches and put them all in a regular form. Also, weave in your ends and weave them in properly. Don't try and do 2 ends at once. Take your time and do 1 at a time. I know it can seem like there are so many ends to weave in, but that is what will make it really top notch. And also, when doing your final edges, take your time, don't rush it. Now, when I made this jacket, it took me hours and hours to do that final little single crochet all the way around, but I'm so glad I did, because it gives that little polished look all the way along my cardigan and just makes it look to me like something from Whistles. Whistles is a big brand in the UK that I love, and they do have quite a few crochet items, and those little details that you do at the end really make the difference. Next, we're going to talk about silhouette. Now, this is similar to fit, but we're talking about the whole form as a whole now. Now, when you're choosing a pattern, try not to choose patterns which are overly busy. You want one part of that pattern to stand out and be your hero part of that pattern. So, for example, in this cardigan, I wanted my hero form here to be this circle design. So I have kept everything else, even though I've made this scalloped edge in here, I've tried to keep this really, really simple. So the part of the pattern I want to do to shine is really shining. So choose patterns that have not got too many things going on and just have maybe 1 or 2 items in it that you want to make shine and let them shine. Also choose patterns which have a really good balance for your body. So that could be a beautiful top which is more fitted on the top and then flared sleeves. So you get that balance on your body and on the silhouette to the crochet, and it will make the item look more refined and tailored. And finally, it's about styling. When you wear your crochet item, your beautiful item that you've made, you've found the pattern, you've tailored it to you, you've chose the right yarn, you've done your finishing, now let it shine. Choose outfits which are going to complement your crochet. Let your crochet shine. For example, today I'm wearing my crochet cardigan that I've made. It took me months to make this. I love it. It's a labor of love, but I've added those little details in to make it clinching. I've let the crochet shine, but how am I going to make this shine now is I will wear a monochrome outfit. So I'm in all navy blue now. So today my crochet jacket shines, and that is my main event on my outfit today. So choose outfits which are going to complement your crochet. And this also goes straight back into my philosophy of crochet conscious. And what that means is choosing crochet items, crochet patterns which are sustainable for your wardrobe, meaning that they fit into your wardrobe. Crochet that you will use, crochet that is multifunctional. So all of these concepts are really easy to adapt into your next crochet project and will help you create a crochet piece of item that will look elevated, polished, and believe me, you will love for years. I hope you've enjoyed all the information from this crochet video. If you have any suggestions or any notes, please put them in the comments below, and I will see you in the next crochet video.